Hey guys, what is up here? Ray Mage doing another gameplay commentary. This is Guardian on Artillery. Decided I go ahead and make a nice little change of pace and do something else besides some King of the Hill. My buddy S-Jet Lags brought me along and said, oh, come on dude, let's play some Guardian. Let's play some Guardian, you know. He got into S and I guess he's going for clutches and shit. And you'll see me kind of I piss him off a little bit in this round because I decided to go ahead and kill the leader just to be a dickhead and, you know, deny him a clutch for this round, but you'll see him try to troll me. It really doesn't do nothing to me. I just laugh at him throughout the entire fucking round. But anyways, I got this gameplay with S-Jet Lags and this kid that can't even spell elusives correctly. How, you know, public education system there at work, I suppose. I'm just kidding. I don't mean to make fun of you, elusives, or Angel as I know him as. He's a cool guy. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump right on into this commentary. Some of you guys, if you've been playing Gears 3, I guess since Thursday or Friday, you've probably noticed some lag, even some host migration in some instances. At least, I didn't get a chance to witness this. Witness the host migration shit, but I did notice some lag. And my buddy Pulse True was telling me about it, and he said, why aren't you playing Gears 3? I was like, I don't feel like it. And he said, well, that's a good thing, because, hey, there's host migration. That servers are down. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's great. And I even checked the Epic forums just to be sure. You know, I don't know if someone's yanking my fucking, you know, chain or not. Anyways, I go to look on the Epic forums, and, you know, the forums are fucking blowing up. You know, people are asking, why are there different weapon swaps, or why do we have new weapon swaps, and why is there so much host migration? And of course someone brought up that, hey, the servers are down, and I was like, well, that confirms it for me. And then someone chimed in on this one particular thread where I was just reading, you know, just trying to confirm that, you know, there was, you know, the servers were down. And someone said, well, there's gonna be an update maybe. And I sit there and, you know, of course I just start cracking up. I chuckle. I think it's funny as shit that there's going to be an update, because I don't see it happening. I personally, honestly don't. As much as I would love to see one, it ain't going to happen. I mean, Gears 3 is just too late, and it's too late in its lifespan. Really, it's dead in some cases. But you're just not going to see a title update. But it got me to thinking, what if Epic decided to, you know, come to terms with Judgment and just realize that, hey, Judgment's shitty, the population's too spread out, there's more people playing Gears 3 than there are playing Judgment, we might as well, you know, maybe try and make Gears 3 better. And it got me to thinking, you know, what if they did that? What would I want to see in a title update to, you know, fix this game? And then I got a little list here of possible changes I would love to see. And, you know, there were things in Judgment, there were things that Judgment did do right that I did like seeing. And one in particular was the removing of stopping power. You know, you still respected rifles in Judgment. I mean, you didn't sit there and say, it's a stupid asshole with a rifle, I'm going to push him with my shotgun. I mean, they still put out enough damage that you didn't push them in long-range situations, you didn't push them in long hallways, you didn't do anything stupid against a rifle user, especially if that person has played Gears and they knew how to use the rifle. And you still respected them, like I said. I honestly think the rifles, as they are now, they could stand on their own without without any kind of help from stopping power. I mean, I'll give you an example. The other day, I was playing on the slab, and sometimes the ring in King of the Hill will basically spawn or stop right there in front of frags, and you can basically cross, you know, into spawn. And, you know, I had a hammer burst, and I'm laying down fire, and I was stropping these guys, and of course, you know, you gotta go through almost an entire magazine, you know, on a hammer burst to even down someone. Sorry, I still got a cold. But anyways, you gotta go through an entire magazine, you know, on a hammer burst still to drop someone. And, of course, some cocksucker takes my fucking down every time I fucking drop someone, which made me a little mad. But I was sitting there thinking, you know, if I had a Lancer, and I was fucking these guys up, nobody on my team was even crossing, and I was just playing smart about it. I was just crossing these guys out, just to keep them from breaking the ring, or even trying to get a cap. And I was thinking to myself, you know, if I had a Lancer, these guys wouldn't even gotten halfway or anywhere near as close to the ring. I mean, bear in mind, I'm still stopping them. I don't know if Hammerburst has any stopping power at all. If it does, it's very minimal. And, I'm thinking, if I had a Lancer, these guys wouldn't have gotten anywhere near as close to that ring. They would have been done before they even came out of spawn. And, it is crazy, and I've played against people in ranked TDM that do nothing but cross. I've played against people in King of the Hill and in TDM, Quick Match TDM, that also do that. They cross. They do it with a Lancer, they do it with a Hammerburst. Hell, I've seen some do it with a fucking Retro, unfortunately. But it's just something that I don't feel takes a whole lot of skill. It takes a lot of the skill out of the game, because stopping power, when you get hit, the definition of stopping power, in my opinion, is getting grabbed by your fucking balls and having them twisted and you being unable to move, rush, or do anything. You are just there, and you're there waiting to get downed by a Lancer or whatever it is that's got you by the nuts. But that's what I would love to see happen in Gears 3. It worked. I thought it worked in Judgment. Let's see it in Gears 3. Another thing, if there was a title update, like I said, this is shits and giggles here. What if? But let's say if there was a title update. Another thing I'd love to see done would be to see what was done in Judgment with the ink grenade. Let's remove the sun. It was a ridiculous. It was ridiculous the way I look at how it was used in how it was used in Gears 3, where if you threw it, you could stun multiple people. Hell, I've stunned multiple people, I think, on this map before. I've done it before. I remember grabbing an ink grenade and just, blind throwing the son of a bitch. And of course, I stunned like 4 or 5 people, and I ended up getting a fucking quad, if memory serves me correctly. But, I mean, that's how powerful an ink grenade can be in this game. It is a power weapon. And I personally felt like in Judgment, aside from how if you directly hit someone with an ink grenade, how you could basically instant kill them. It might take a few seconds, but the ink follows them and does kill them. But if they don't do that, and they just remove the stun, and you could just give it a wide area of effect, of just flushing people out, not stunning them, but flushing them out. That would be a pretty cool thing to see with the ink grenade in this game. I mean, just get rid of that, the ink following you shit like that happened in Judgment. I don't know if it's still there. Maybe it's been gone since the title update. I don't follow Judgment. Cut me some slack. Another thing. This is another thing from Judgment I would love to have seen brought into Gears 3 if there was a title update, would be to see some recoil on the Hammerburst. The Hammerburst, I mean, I've heard people say, well, it's an overpowered gun. In comparison to the Retro Lancer, it really isn't. But, you add recoil to it. I don't give a fuck you have a mod. I don't give a fuck you have a fast trigger finger. It don't make a fucking difference. All that fucking fast trigger finger and rate of fire ain't gonna help you if you can't deal with the recoil, if you can't manage it. And that I thought was cool in Judgment. I would love to see that happen to the Hammerburst if there was a title update, and it would balance it out. And of course, my favorite fucking rifle, the bane of my existence, hell, the bane of everybody's existence in this game, is the fucking Retro Lancer. Let's just go ahead and go on down the list of what you could do. I mean, there's 2 key things that could fix the Retro. One in particular is the Retro Poke. There has to be a penalty for it. In Judgment, I think if you had less damage, it was lessened in Judgment, and I don't think you got stunned anywhere near as bad. But that's what I would love to see happen to it in this game, in Gears 3. Reduce the stun. Matter of fact, probably go ahead and get rid of it. And maybe make a delay where you have between firing it after you fail in a Retro Poke. There should be a penalty for failing at a retro charge. I mean, you see Lancer users, if they rev their chainsaw and they get stunned at any point, whether it's from another gun, or or them getting stunned by a smoke grenade, whatever, they have a period in which they cannot rev that chainsaw, at least for a certain amount of time. I would love to see that with the retro in this game. Balance out the damage at long ranges. It's fine that the gun is powerful up close. I think most people can accept that. but it should not be able to compete with a hammer burst as effectively as it can. I mean, the only people that can beat out a retro at long distance are going to be skilled hammer burst users or maybe an active lancer. That's going to be that would be the one thing I would love to see, just a drop-off damage for the retro. Another thing, I'm going to go ahead and get into this really quickly before my gameplay ends. I'm going to go ahead and do a channel update. Guys, I am going to do a Rages of War, another Rages of War that probably will be out sometime next week. And of course, middle of the week, I'm going to do my own random clips, guys, and my future commentaries. I'm going to go back into I'm probably going to do one on the PS4 because I already did one for the Xbox One. So I'm going to go back into the new consoles and just do commentaries on those, guys. Anyways, guys, this gameplay commentary is coming to an end. Peace out, guys.